Students, class 11 students, today we started our chemistry class with your equilibrium chapter. Okay students, for starting your chapter we have to remember at first two important reactions, that is irreversible reaction and reversible reaction. Okay, irreversible reactions are those reactions in which products do not react to form the reactants back are called irreversible reaction. For example, silver nitrate when react with sodium chloride, we get silver chloride and sodium nitrate. Okay, and for reversible reactions in which products react to form reactants back, they are called reversible reaction. For example, when solid ice melts into water and when water further condenses and we get back ice, this is a reversible reaction. Okay, now student, we discuss about equilibrium. Equilibrium, a state of the system in which no further net change occurs. This is called state of equilibrium. I am saying once again, equilibrium is a state of the system in which no further net change occurs. It is called the equilibrium state. Okay, and the equilibrium achieved in physical process such as dissolution of salt, evaporation of water, etc. are called the physical equilibrium. And the equilibrium achieved in chemical processes such as decomposition of calcium carbonate or reaction between the hydrogen and iodine is called the chemical equilibrium. Okay, now student, we discuss some important reactions of this chapter. Okay student, now we are discuss about the dynamic equilibrium. It's an important term in this chapter, chemical equilibrium and dynamic equilibrium. Dynamic equilibrium, that is, equilibrium is dynamic in nature, that is, both the processes continue even after equilibrium has reached, but their rates are equal. For example, when water liquid is in equilibrium with water vapors. Okay, and for chemical equilibrium, it's a state at which there is no further change in concentration of reactants and products are called chemical equilibrium. When nitrogen and hydrogen form ammonia, this is a reversible reaction, and from ammonia we can get hydrogen and nitrogen back also. Okay, so at equilibrium the rate of forward reaction, that is when nitrogen and hydrogen react, they form ammonia, this is called the forward reaction. Okay, and from ammonia we get back hydrogen and nitrogen further, this is called the backward reaction. So at equilibrium the rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of backward reaction. Okay, and chemical equilibrium is also dynamic in nature because reaction doesn't stop at equilibrium. Okay, at the rate of forward and backward reaction being equal, the concentration of reactants and products remain constant. So students, equilibrium state doesn't stop. Okay, that means equilibrium is a state when reaction doesn't stop, reaction continue followed, but the rate of forward and backward reaction being equal. So the concentration of the reactants and products remain constant. In the beginning, the concentration of reactants goes on decreasing, whereas the concentration of products goes on increasing. Okay, and at equilibrium there is no change in concentration of their reactants or products. There are three groups of reactions depending upon the extent to which the reaction proceed, that is fast reaction, slow reactions and moderate reactions. Okay. First reactions, these reactions proceed nearly to completion and only negligible concentration of the reactants is left. Okay, and the value of equilibrium constant for these reactions is high. In these reactions, products are more stable than the reactants. So fast reactions are the reactions proceed nearly to completion and only negligible concentration of the reactants is left. Okay, they are called fast reactions. And slow reactions, those reactions in which only small amount of reactants are changed into products at equilibrium state. Okay, the value of the equilibrium constant, that is K, is very small in these reactions. And moderate reactions, those reactions in which reactants and products have comparable concentrations when the system is in equilibrium. The value of K for these moderate reactions are either high or low. There is no appreciable difference between the stability of the reactants and products. Okay. Now student, we are discussing about the solid liquid equilibrium. Okay, solid liquid equilibrium, such as when ice melts into water, or we get from water further ice. This is a solid liquid equilibrium example. And when solid is in equilibrium with liquid in a perfectly insulated thermoflux, it is called the solid liquid equilibrium. So your experiment should be in a closed container. It may be a thermoflux. Okay, for this type of reactions there are main two characteristics, that is the mass of the ice and the water. If we get water and we concentrate, that is we condense it and we get back ice once again, and from ice if we form water, then it have two main characteristics, that is the mass of ice and water do not change and the temperature should be constant. And another important characteristics is the equilibrium is not static, as we could observe the individual molecules of ice and the water are colliding with each other, and some of them change into liquid. Okay, and whereas some liquid molecules change into solid, and the rate are equal, that is 273 Kelvin and 1 atmospheric pressure. Okay, now student, we are saying about equilibrium vapor pressure. Equilibrium vapor pressure is a vapor pressure of water molecules when water in liquid state is in equilibrium with the water at vapor state. It is a constant at equilibrium. Okay, so equilibrium vapor pressure of water molecules when water in liquid state is in equilibrium with the water in the vapor state, it is a constant value. Okay, and there are some factors that affect the equilibrium vapor pressure and boiling point. We know that these are, it depends upon the nature of the liquid, that is vapor pressure and boiling point both depends on the nature of the liquid. Okay, highly volatile liquids have high vapor pressure and therefore have the lower boiling points. For example, when acetone we take, acetone is more volatile than the ethyl alcohol and ethyl alcohol is more volatile than the water. In case of highly volatile liquids, evaporation takes place completely in the container is open. It means equilibrium cannot be attained in open container because products will escape into the atmosphere. Okay, so you have to take in your experimental constituents within a closed container. Okay, and the next important factors, that is vapor pressure increases with increase in temperature. So vapor pressure and boiling points that affected by the temperature. Okay, vapor pressure increases with increase in temperature. Okay, the time taken for complete evaporation in case of highly volatile liquids in open system depends upon the nature of liquid. Okay, so there are two important features, that is vapor pressure and boiling point depends upon the nature of the liquid and the temperature. Okay, now we are discussing about liquid vapor equilibrium. When there is equilibrium between liquid and vapors, this is called liquid vapor equilibrium. For example, it is also dynamic in nature, because equilibrium, that is water changes into vapors whereas vapor gets converted into liquid, but rate of evaporation equal to the rate of condensation. Okay.